I started my organization exactly for what you were talking about, that these urban elites, these people who were 3 generations removed from, maybe my grandfather was a coal miner or my great-grandfather, but now I am a true urbanite. And I'm an urbanite. I grew up in New York City, et cetera, et cetera. But they make decisions about the livelihood of people in towns. Michael Bloomberg is going out of his way to close coal mines in America. He is destroying small towns in Kentucky, West Virginia, New Mexico, Wyoming. He wouldn't land one of his G6s in West Virginia because there's no 4 seasons there. He wouldn't spend a second in Artesia, New Mexico, but he will destroy their livelihood. He will take away the only source of income they have. And that is shameful.
Bloomberg is the guy who said to tax the poor because they're too stupid to spend their own money properly.
And in that same speech, which was with Christine Lagarde at some, Bilderberg conference, he said, the coal miners, we'll find other things for them to do.
Write a code.
And I thought, we will find other things for them to do. First of all, who the heck is we? And what are these other things? Do they get a choice? It's like John Kerry talking about, well, they have a better choice now. They'll become solar panel technicians. Do I get a say in this new job? Right? What am I?
Well, did you see what
caste am I born into?
Who was it? Was it Peter Ducey or Steve? I don't know which one's the kid, which one's the dad. The Fox News journalist. He asked Jen Psaki, the Biden administration press secretary, a lot of people just lost jobs because Joe Biden ended the Keystone Pipeline construction. It was like 10,000 good union jobs gone. When can they expect to get these green jobs that Biden has promised? And her response was, can you prove to me they can't get jobs? And he was like, what?
Yeah.
No, but Biden said there will be new green jobs. I'm asking when. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Or like, it was entirely adversarial. Yeah. The idea, the problem with this though is, you think somebody who knows how to build an oil pipeline, that line of work, can just magically teleport to a solar panel factory and know what they're doing?
We've already said though that solar panels isn't the answer. We need new battery tech, right? And when you ask these politicians, what are you going to do? They're like, I will find the best minds that will figure out how to do it.
But another thing we really need to discuss that's not really talked about a lot, especially in American mainstream media, is the waste, is the pollution, is the utter crap that's being spewed by third world countries like China that pollute on massive levels, and there's no regulations. There's no Michael Bloomberg flying over there telling them what to do.
No. 95% of the plastics in the ocean come from Southeast Asia. 70% of it comes specifically from China.
Hold on. Greta Thunberg says we're the ones who got to change, and she doesn't go to China.
What do? We ban straws. Just think about the logic of this, right? There is so much plastic in the Pacific Ocean that Washington, D.C. has a straw ban. And you say, well, what the heck does one have to do with the other? Well, it feels good, and we applaud this.
Yeah, and I
was in Texas. I think it was when I went on the Glenn Beck program, and I was at some restaurant in the airport. I ordered an Arnold Palmer. I enjoy an Arnold Palmer. You guys like Arnold Palmer?
Iced tea and lemonade.
Lovely drink.
Well, the waitress came up to me and she was it was kind of funny because she handed me a paper straw and she apologized.
Gross.
And I laughed. She legit. She like brought it to me and she pulled the paper straw. And she goes, "I'm sorry."
Yeah.
And I looked at it. I started laughing and I was like, it's fine. And she goes, "Why did they ban straws?"
No one knows.
And then she brought up your point. I'm like, here's a waitress who knows that we are not. And then I asked her about it. I was like, that's a really good point. And most people don't know that. And she started talking to me about a bunch of political stuff. And I'm like, how is it this waitress knows and understands the problem better than these politicians do?
I know.
That's the problem. A regular person looks into it, researches it, and says, well, what is banning straws going to do?
Did you ever see the video of the straw up the turtle's nose? And these people find this turtle swimming in the water and they pull it out and it's stuck. So they take pliers and they go in and they start to try and pull it out of the turtle and it starts bleeding and the turtle's screaming in pain. It's a video on YouTube, I'm sure. And they just work his face and basically commit surgery on this straw. So plastic in the ocean is devastating.
Absolutely. No one's denying that. But it's not. We're not the ones who are doing it.
But why is Greta Thunberg coming and speaking to Europeans and Americans saying, how dare you? Yeah. We must stop. It's like, okay, can we fly you to China so you can have a conversation with what they're doing? Yeah. Like, I'm not trying to, I mean, literally.
China right now, as we are speaking, is building more coal plants than all of Europe currently has active.
And they promised to stop. They lied.
Absolutely. And they're never going to stop. Why are they building coal plants? Because it works. You can say coal is bad. You can say coal is good. I am going to say coal works, and China is serious They have a world to conquer.
Yep.
They're not going to face what Texas is facing. You think China's going to allow one of this Uyghur concentration camps making Nike sneakers to ever go dark? They are serious, and so they are building serious infrastructure.
These are the Chinese Communist Party will burn the entire planet to the ground before they cede power.
Absolutely.
Well, also, if you remember, they're the ones taking a lot of the plastic from the West. There was a big controversy between them and Canada recently as well. And a lot of people found out when they were taking the plastic to allegedly recycle it and were being paid to recycle it, what they were doing, they were throwing it in the water. And that's why we have this huge island made of plastic that specifically came from China. And what are they doing now? They're not only polluting and throwing a lot of waste in the water, they're also expanding their weather modification program, which of course they actively used. They used it during their Olympics, but they're now making sure that they're going to be able to manipulate the environment to their own personal benefit, which is going to hurt a lot of countries surrounding them as well. We saw a lot of tragic stories coming out of China, specifically with them trying to stop rain during the Olympics, causing massive flooding in other areas. They're now expanding this to huge levels that we don't even know about, don't even comprehend, and the devastating effects from this will be far bigger than even some pollution, according to some experts.
I think there's just cultural differences, though, between us.
You're right.
It's just
Cultural norms.
Cultural.
You know, I have so much respect for Joe Biden. He didn't want to be a xenophobe like Trump was. You know, how dare Trump call out China for not warning, for lying to the world about the coronavirus and igniting this massive pandemic? It was bigoted of him because the only reason he did it was because it's China.
Yeah.
That's the only reason.
And China has so many vulnerabilities that if we were serious about freedom and the livelihood of our fellow mankind, we could cripple China. They need to import 12 million barrels a day of oil.
Whoa. You don't want to be racist there, buddy.
We
You can't talk about China like that. Joe Biden says it's just cultural differences. You know, we got to let them do their thing.
Right? We could just stop sending all of our jobs there, right? We could stop buying Nike sneakers. We could stop watching Disney, right? Like we could easily end the China wrath, but we just choose not to because it's convenient, it's cheap.
This is why I was saying part of me just wants like a legitimate call for people to get back to nature to some degree. Go out and tend to the chickens, man. Chickens are hilarious. I don't understand how a person could look at a chicken and not laugh.
Yeah.
It's like watching them do their thing is like, it's just hilarious to watch chickens do their thing.
And maybe this pandemic has showed us that you really can live anywhere, right? If we can work remotely, then get the heck. And I'm from Queens, so anyone who's from Queens, you know, get the heck out of Queens. Go just a couple, you know, it's 60, 70 miles and your life will change dramatically.
The air is better.
Oh,
There's
the people
trees.
are nicer.
I had a hard time leaving LA. Like I felt like I was failing. Like I failed in my life because I was leaving the Mecca.
Yeah.
But it's just the day of decentralization is upon us.
Yeah.
So we have out here a city of cardinals. I've never seen so many cardinals.
They're beautiful.
It snowed recently. Everything is white. I look in the tree and there's red spots all over the tree, and I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Living in the city, you see one and you go, hey, look, a cardinal. Oh, man.
Exactly.
Out here, it's like, oh, the cardinals won't go away.
Yeah. Yeah. And you see bluebirds and you see different flowers and you hear different sounds. And
if people got away from these cities, rolled up their sleeves, did a little bit of hard work, their lives would improve, and it would cut off the supply line to these corrupt companies like Disney praising the paramilitaries in Xinjiang. It would cut off NBA and these other companies. It's like I'm reminded of that Simpsons episode. Just don't look.
Yeah.
You know, the Treehouse of Horror when the advertisements come to life. Just don't look. I got to tell you, man. If I had a choice between watching the Super Bowl and watching a chicken walk around, I'd pick the chicken. I'm not kidding. It's funny. It's just like, it's hilarious. They're just like so dumb.
I caught myself staring out the window this morning at the snow falling for like 10 minutes. I was just standing there looking outside. And it was like Betsy was sitting next to me, the cat. And it was like she was watching outside too. And I realized
the birds.
it's like TV. Like we're watching. It's like better
TV
than
for
TV
cats.
in a lot of ways. It is TV for cats.
Well,
looking outside.
people are a lot happy and healthier living out in the wild, living out in nature.
Yeah.
There's no crazy crackheads. There's no pollution. There's no stress.
And
There's no guy
no-
beating you over the head with a baseball bat,
needles.
which there's a viral video going
There's-
around in
there-
New York
I
City
hate-
right now.
it's
There's no
disgusting.
Cuomo putting sick
Yeah.
people into your
Seriously.
nursing
Yeah.
homes
Yeah,
and killing your parents.
threatening assembly members that they're going to be destroyed if they don't say nice things about that particular response.
Yeah.
I mean, I lived in the city too growing up, and I hate it. I'm so happy I'm not there anymore. And I'm telling you, like, you feel stuck in there. I mean, I felt stuck. I was like, I can't leave New York City. If you can't make it in New York City, you can't make it anywhere.
Yeah.
I love the city. I love the nightlife. I love being able to go out. And then COVID happened. And then I'm like, this is an absolute police state tyrannical hellhole. That's the epitome of the worst elements of communism mixed in with Big Brother literally stomping you in the face with its boot every single chance and opportunity that they get. There's New York City inspection officers literally running around with binoculars trying to look through your windows to make sure that you're not socially distancing enough. There's people rummaging through your trash even before COVID, making sure you recycled correctly. Meanwhile, the whole recycling agenda is a scam anyway.
Thanks for checking out this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. If you want to see the full show, come back to this channel, youtube.com/TimcastIRL, Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., where you can leave comments and super chat, and we actually will read your comments on the show. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and if you want exclusive members-only content, segments you can't get anywhere else, go to timcast.com, become a member, and we even have full bonus episodes. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.